What is up, everybody? This is Lyle, No Hippie Trucking and Transportation. I'm coming at you from another quick trip in Worthington, Minnesota, I-90, exit 43. We are about a mile and a half down the road from the JBS plant that I'm going to be picking up tomorrow morning at 0800. Drop and hook. I'm not sure if I'm going to get over there any earlier than I need to. 0800 is when the load's supposed to be ready, so I might just roll over there around 7 o'clock in the morning, something like that. Got a quick load going to Chicago, and I'm not talking about the outskirts. I'm talking about right down in the grittiness of Chicago. So I'll be doing that tomorrow. It's about a 450 mile drive to get there. So again, I woke up this morning at the quick trip. Ben was there as well. If he happens to be watching this, he can confirm this. I wake up in the morning, the lot that I'm in. Before I get to that, unexpected snow last night. Not a lot, but got some snow I wasn't expecting. But woke up in the morning, the lot that I'm in is 3/4 empty. As I'm driving to leave out, I go by the Loves and there's trucks parked all along the curb and stuff. I just don't get it. I do not get what it is about truck drivers that, like, they will go out of their way to park at these name brand truck stops. I don't get it. Like, I couldn't even get a good night's sleep if I was parked on a curb at a truck stop. Especially when there's one it's right across the street. I'm not talking about a highway or a service road. I'm talking about, like, just a little road, right across the street. Somebody's got to explain that to me. Especially, I don't know. So anyway, a while back, I had somebody say that, and I was going to get into this in yesterday's video, but I forgot to get into it. But they said, all that I am at Prime is a glorified company driver. Okay? To that, I will agree. Every time I got to fill out our little third grade, we're not the only ones that has this, similar. Every time I fill out my little third grade thing here, it says company driver, owner operator, single driver, team trainer, all this kind of stuff. Every time I check that box that says owner operator, I cringe. Because I've never looked at myself like an owner operator. To me, a lot of people do this because it's some big dick swinging contest. To me, titles do not matter. I'll get into a little story later. But, yeah, I do believe I'm a glorified company driver. I feel that I would consider myself a glorified company driver if I was at Landstar, Mercer, anywhere where I would be where something is dictated on me by somebody else. Whether it's Landstar having quarterly inspections, or you have to use certain brokers or anything like that, I would consider myself a glorified company driver. And even, a lot of people, or I'm assuming, I can only speculate, but a lot of people that are throwing shade and saying, glorified company driver, one of my trucks is paid off. Now, the fact that it's paid off has nothing to do with how I classify myself. So, being the new age generation, I would say, well, I guess most people would classify themselves as owner operators or company drivers that classify themselves as, lease operators or owner operators. I think I said that right. If I didn't, you get the point. So, I think a lot of people would have taken that negatively. And the only reason I took it negatively was because I knew the guy was trying to throw some shade. But outside of that, listen, I have no problem considering myself a glorified company driver. If that comes with the fuel discounts, if it comes with, I was just on the side of the road yesterday. Listen, I did that entire road assist breakdown with the tire change without picking up a phone. All done in an application. I actually like the support. So if anybody's sitting there throwing shade on me by saying that, it's the wrong person. The wrong person to go along that. And a lot of these people, even at Prime, I think try to flex a little bit too hard for what they really are. And, you know, I see it happen a lot with people that I like, people I don't like, you know, where it's just like, I forgot one that I heard recently. Somebody did leave this comment. Dispatchers are not managers. They are, I forgot what it was. But listen, if somebody can facilitate you getting your contract revoked or basically fired, that is a manager. Whether you like it or not, I don't care how you spin it, whatever. You know, there have been people that have been at Prime that have maybe overstepped their bounds as far as Prime was concerned, turned down too many loads, maybe spoke to people the wrong way a little bit too many times, and those guys have been gone. One guy that I know that I like, you know, happened to him. There's a guy that I don't know. He finished his lease, went in there like he was gonna go releasing another truck, and they're like, hey bro, don't worry about getting that next truck. You're like Audi 5000. So you have so much leeway until Prime doesn't want you to have that leeway. So, you know, you could turn down the loads and you could do this and you could do that to some degree. If there's a load that Prime wants you to run, you're going to run that load, or you're going to put yourself in a situation where, you know, it may not be this time. You know, it may be some other time, but if it happens too many times, you will be looking for other employment. And I'm sure that's not with just with Prime. I'm sure that's with other companies that consider themselves, you know, lease operator companies and things like that. So I do turn down loads on occasion. As a matter of fact, let me not even put it like that. I think I might have turned down, outside of me not being able to do the load because of hours or something like that, maybe 2 loads last year. If that, probably 2. And a lot of that is because I've got with my fleet manager, and I think we're on an understanding of kind of what I like, what I don't like, so it really doesn't get to a point where I have to turn down a lot of points. That comes, or loads. That comes down to the communication thing, but I not for a second, you know, feel like I'm an owner operator and I can go out there and say exactly what I want to say, do exactly what I want to do, you know, because that's not the case. So anyway, I think a lot of people that are at Prime, and I see it in the little Facebook groups, which I'm not a part of. I think I'm a part of maybe 2 of them right now, where people are out there flexing. I told my fleet manager, you know what? That can come back at some point. And if it doesn't even come back at that point, it could come back in the fact that if you start having a bunch of like internal conflict with your fleet manager, and there's a load, and some people are going to say, well, it's all sales. You know what it might be. But there's a load where there's 2 trucks sitting somewhere, and there's this guy that, you know, maybe is a little too boisterous, maybe falls outside the lines a little bit too much, and there's this other truck that's maybe a little more cordial. Maybe the load goes to that truck. I don't know. But anyway, I just wanted to address that topic. So anyway, that is about it. I'm just getting messages. Tom Bell, if you happen to be watching this video, I'm assuming that you might be sending me pictures of my truck. You know, Tom Bell, he has a channel, and I know I'm gonna forget it. Midlife Trucker Tom Bell. Check out his channel. Just type that in. Midlife Trucker Tom Bell. He puts out paycheck videos and things like that, but he has a drone. And I think he was out in Springfield. I'm not sure because I'm not opening up the messages yet, but I think he sent me pictures of my truck, because that truck is on the yard right now in Springfield. And I need to get back to Springfield on like the 13th or so to get that signed up and get that guy in that truck. So that's what's going on there. I'm about to come back here and relax, or as I like to say, chillax, because I'll be able to go to sleep again without setting my alarm. Man, I can't get away from setting alarms, but I'll just be able to wake up naturally. Unless I will probably check in the morning if I wake up. You know, sometimes I might gotta pee or something. I might call and check on the load. If the load's ready, I might get over there in the middle of the night. I don't know. But I don't know. But I do appreciate you guys stopping by. No Hippie Trucking and Transportation. As always, comment, subscribe. Oh, hold on a second. Since I stopped at this quick trip, you know, I guess I have to take advantage of all the times when I can eat somewhat good out here. So I got another chicken. This chicken is not as good as yesterday's chicken. I'm not afraid of salt, but this one might even have a little bit too much salt for me. But a whole lot better than any of that shit that's at these regular truck stops. So I did get a beef stroganoff this morning that I put in the freezer, so I'll probably get to that tomorrow. That was at Quick Trip. Man, I love these places. Anytime I can get off the grid to one of these like really nice Quick Trips, Come and Go, Sheets, Rudders, Maverick, I take full advantage of it. Enough about that. I appreciate you stopping by No Hippie Trucking and Transportation. As always, comment, subscribe, and I'm out.